What is going on, ladies and gerbils? I hope all is well. We are going to join you today live, just coming off of the New York Jet game here that finished. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. I'm sorry, Jet fans, and let's just get straight right into it. On tap, talk about sports weekly, every 2 weeks or so. Please do subscribe if you hadn't had a chance to subscribe here. And man, uh, I'm not a Jet fan by any means, right? I'm a Dolphin fan. So us Dolphin fans and the Jet fans really do not get along. But let me tell you, I was rooting for you Jet fans, man. I really was. I had thought that you Jet fans, um, would be able to have some type of a fairy tale, right? Some type of a fairy tale ending, or some type of a fairy tale beginning, rather, right? In Mike White. I thought to myself, Mike White, the game of his career that he had last week with the Jets, 400 and something yards, um, just was absolutely tearing it up. Offensive player of the week. And you might say to yourself, who the hell, what type of player cares about offensive player of the week? Mike White does. And I am sure Mike White, who I believe is actually a free agent going into this year, I can't even tell you the amount of snaps that that he has played. I don't think it's been much. He's been, now don't get me wrong, he's obviously a talent. He's a talented quarterback. There are only so many spots that are available, and he is has one of those spots because there are not many NFL teams, not many teams that a quarterback could go to on the NFL, right? So he's one of them. He's good enough, but he's never really had a chance. And with Zach Wilson going down with an injury last week, now listen, it's too early, but it's too early to say what Zach Wilson will become. But from what you've seen so far, I'm sure of Zach Wilson, you might be a little bit nervous. But again, you had Mike White come in, 400 something yards passing. You thought to yourself, all right, going up against the Colts, which is not the greatest team per se. Carson Wentz definitely likes to give other teams the ball and other teams a shot. You definitely keep them on the ropes there. And Mike White, the Jets, and the city over here coming into this game, sports talk radio. It almost felt like it was Linsanity a few years ago when Jeremy Lin was with the Knicks and he was on that monstrous run. People wanted that from Mike White. People wanted a quarterback controversy because it's something good for the Jets. It's a good thing, something that the Jets haven't had in quite some time. Is a reason to feel happiness, and it just not was not meant to be today. He thought that maybe this could be the Tom Brady situation, where Tom Brady was sitting there, quarterback out of Michigan, sitting there behind Drew Bledsoe. Brady knew he was good, and he just didn't have a chance to play until Drew Bledsoe got injured, and it was Tom Brady's turn to play. This was Mike's White turn. This was his turn. Now, I don't know. The rumor is now is that it was a forum issue um, for Mike White, a forearm issue. Zach Wilson, I don't think will be available next week. This could be another opportunity for Mike White to come in and do some damage. Uh, I don't know. I think that might have been it for Mike White. It's opportunities and what you make of it when you're called upon making them. And he had it in his hands. He had that chance. Hold on one second. Geez, body parts found in the backyard. Ah, jeez, man. Crazy, crazy thing. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, there was a body found in the backyard. Killing of a Vietnam veteran 40 years ago. 40 years later, they discover the case here. You know, so and and that was it. Was that the end of the Mike White era? You can now have Josh Johnson in there. Well, and Josh Johnson, he's been around, didn't embarrass himself, you know. But again, this was not supposed to be the game of Josh Johnson. It was supposed to be your a lot of people thought your Tom Brady. Your Tom Brady backup quarterback after one game. And maybe this was just a false sense of, I don't know, a false sense of being a Jet fan. I don't know what the word is, a false sense of happiness. But I think the Jet fans just really want to be happy about something. It's been a miserable season, and I'm sure you expected that, um, you know, coming into this year. But I don't know. It's just frustrating being a Jet fan. And like I told you, I am a Miami Dolphin fan, so it is equally as upsetting. Kind of, just sticking on here the story of Zach Wilson, and we will move along here. Um, you know, Zach Wilson has his quarterback coach who he had from college. Uh, it looks like is a part of the Jet organization, and his name is John Beck. Memory serves me correctly. He was actually a Jet quarterback at some point. And you could take this two ways. And I will, in my opinion, you could take this two ways anyway. Man, it's really, you're the boss. So you're able to say how you feel about this. Because, sports talk and sports, it's all just a matter of opinion, nine times out of 10. And you trying to sell your opinion to someone listening. But, it's one of two things. Either the Jets are very happy with Wilson, and they brought in that quarterback coach because they know that Wilson is their guy. He's been doing good. He's been showing improvement. Having John Beck around will put Sam will put Zach Wilson over the top, rather, right? Or you could be saying to yourself, man, John Beck is here because they don't think Zach Wilson can do some of this stuff. They need John Beck to coach him into being able to do something like that. Right? That's at least the two takeaways I take from it. Um, I mean, and if that is the case, where the Jets got to change up the game plan, right? It always seems to be the same type of game plan. If you don't change it up, it's trying to put a what's the saying go? It's trying to put it just won't fit. I'm really not good with analogies. It just won't fit. If it does not fit, you're trying to put such and such into such and such. Why not try to maybe come up with a game plan or something that will bring out his strengths and not so much bring out the weaknesses. That could be a route to go. Um, Odell Beckham, moving away from football, talking a little bit about Odell Beckham, man. Odell Beckham, he kind of, long story short, he kind of liked or tweeted or liked the Instagram post or did something where he basically said that he in a sense that he wants out of Cleveland, that he's not being respected, that he's not having the ball thrown to him enough. Um, so yeah, um, it's a real Odell Beckham. He shined. I think here when he was with the Giants, that was his shining point. And now he kind of talked his way out of talked his way into being traded. And I think if I were Odell Beckham, I probably would have reconsidered my stance, knowing how my career would have turned out the way it has right now. And we'll talk more about Odell Beckham in 1 second as I pause for you. You need to take care of something real quick. We will talk about the recent news here, just to keep you involved and keep you involved and entertained. Hopefully, there we go. This is hold on here 1 second, guys. It's a podcast. Don Tony podcast on Spotify, everywhere you go. You're into wrestling.
I mean, I've heard other
Hold on.
names that
Be
Tony
right back.
Khan has suggested be let go that ended up not being let go. But the point is, Tony Khan, if anybody has ever looked, you know that the guy has a gigantic, successful background in the corporate world. And that guy has a knack of. You mean Nick Khan, right? Yeah, Nick Khan. He has a knack of turning profit. And when they started streamlining a lot of the office, and then, they start realizing, like, why do we need 50 employees in 2021 with all the technological advances? We don't need 50 people in these departments. We can do the same work with 20. And they make the cuts. And then you realize, oh, shit, yeah, we can. And then he says, why do we have these wrestlers just sitting in catering pretty much? Put them on 205 Live. Put someone in a dark match. Put someone here. Put someone on main event. Let's use these wrestlers. They're making money. Why are they making money sitting and doing nothing? And then when it comes to releases,
of just, releasing them and leaving them basically open for AEW or any other wrestling organization out there, but AEW, they're number two, leaving them open for AEW to come snatch them up and even have more talent.
So
it just it's astounding to me. It's just it's not. It doesn't make sense.
It does make sense when the stock is up 60% in a year, when their stock value went up over $1 billion in the last bunch of months, when their latest quarter has $255 million in revenue, and you look at, they remember how I always say that the demos only matter to the wrestling companies, the networks, and the advertisers. I don't care how much social media cares about it. The areas I just said, they're the ones that matters. And when it comes to a lot of these wrestlers, WWE, Nick Khan, and everyone else, he's got people working for him. Give me a graph of what this person has done on the main roster in the last 6 months. And you look down this list, Nia Jax, they haven't really been doing much lately. Eva Marie, we already talked about her contract, but you look at Mia Yim, Harry Smith, Karrion Kross, Jeet Rama, Katrina Cortez, Trey Back.
Let me tell you something about Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross was already dead in the water from the moment they debuted him on Monday Night Raw without Scarlett. Him losing to Jeff Hardy. I mean, I was not interested in Karrion Kross after that. Even his new outfit. Every time he would come on, I would just, web surf or do something else. I mean,
that Nick Khan looks at that
from the start.
WWE looks at that. From the start. WWE looks at that. If you notice, I mean, again, Keith Lee, I think it may be concerns about. He will probably tell everyone, look, everybody, I'm 100%. But remember, WWE still had reserves about Daniel Bryan after Daniel Bryan was cleared to wrestle. WWE had reserves about others who have been cleared to wrestle. So you look at this list, nobody on the.
Come on, you guys. I'm sure you love wrestling, right? From back in the day. Check it out. It's definitely one of my pastimes, one of my favorites. And I'm back. When I look at Odell Beckham, he, he's been injured. And, he had a lot of promise coming out of college. And when he was playing with the Giants over here, I seen him, that's my neck of the woods. I seen him play here locally. He was killing it. But unfortunately, and I think if you ask the Giants, and who knows what would have happened, if you ask the Giants, I think they regret trading Odell Beckham. But I think what happened is Odell Beckham's personality, which is more of a, kind of untuck your shirt type of, personality as opposed to Giants, buttoned up personality. It just did not mesh. But he was tearing it up. He had great seasons. Seemed like he was on his way. If someone told you that Odell Beckham would be a Hall of Famer when he was playing with the Giants, it was very damn believable. And then, injuries happened. I believe he had two major injuries here. Then, injuries continued with Cleveland. And, now he's coming off of an injury, playing with Baker Mayfield. It's not a horrible quarterback by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. I think with Baker Mayfield, we might have thought it would be a little bit different, um, career than it's been playing out right now, but still plenty of time. And Odell Beckham maybe has lost a step. He does not get the most targets on his team. I can tell you probably that it's his best friend Jarvis Landry there, his teammate Jarvis Landry, that gets the most looks. Uh, Odell Beckham is not the same player anymore to me, unfortunately, and he maybe thinks what he could do is really not what he could do in hindsight. Um, but where would he go? It's really gonna if he gets in fact released. Where could he go? Where would he want to go? Who would take him on? Maybe Tom Brady will, but he would be deep on that depth chart. Not something that he would have to be comfortable with, I'd imagine. So do you play for a contender, or you go play for a team that is going to have to really compete every single game to move up that ladder? It's a good question. Um, but you have to see what pans out first. I sometimes injuries play a toll, and it's really hard to kind of give up the notion, the idea of the type of player you are, or you think you are, rather compared it to the type of player that you actually are. I think that's the thing that maybe Odell has to realize and kind of take a step back and reevaluate himself. But I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure Odell Beckham is going to get offers. It's not like he not going to get offers. Might be his last chance. Might be his last chance. Tell you that much. I think that's very well the case. Um, it's it's you know it's really up to Odell. Might be misunderstood, you say. Okay, I mean it's really up to perception. It's just a fact of um, you know, kind of unfortunately it is what it is. Uh, but you know, um, good luck. Good luck, obviously. Good luck to Mr. Odell. We'll see where he lands up. Another story out of the NFL, um, and just a absolute horrible story regarding the Vegas Raiders wide receiver that um, looks like he was driving his Corvette. His girlfriend in the passenger seat might have been coming out from a night on the strip. I think the story goes they were clocked in as doing as high as 157 upon the crash. Um, he did, whenever when he hit the other vehicle, it was at a rate of 122 miles per hour. He stood on the scene. His girlfriend stood on the scene. He had to go to the hospital, but they made it. The driver of the other car, and she had a dog with her. They both perished. They're both dead. And this receiver from the Raiders, thankfully, without even, and they were all on top of this because they did not want to get flack like other teams have. That thing, you know, it said that they heard the news, and it's you know it's very unbelievable now what happens and what happens on tap, guys. Hope you're doing well. um, Please do hit that subscribe bell. um, Give this video a thumbs up. It will mean a lot to me. So Mr. Rudd um, was released from the Raiders. Bravo. Bravo. I don't understand, and for the life of me, you could say sorry. That doesn't, it doesn't make it up necessarily. It sometimes could make it worse, which we don't. But, but, and naturally he was released by the Raiders. Just going back to this because I just can't, can't shake my head quick enough. He was released by the Raiders. I mean, you're making so much money. The NFL has this um, sponsorship with these rideshare apps, and if you're inebriated to the point where this NFL player was, you just call that number and they will pick you up. So he had a choice. His girlfriend or wife, whoever was there, he was probably thinking to himself, "Oh, I'm completely wasted. I can't drive." But you know, you have every option to get yourself home safe. They will pick you up literally at the door. This agency that works for the NFL and drive you to your home. It, you know, and you want them to get the book. You just can't. I mean, you can't. And it's just amazing how he walked away. The car's completely mangled. Um, but again, unfortunately, there was a young lady that perished because of the file, but we'll leave it for another time. So, you know, if you're dropping, I mean, this guy is, he saying that he was sorry after the fact. I mean, you know, it's kind of neat to, I think, need to speak with him head on, which I plan on doing. We're going to take a little break here, folks. We'll be right back. We talk some NFL here. We talk some football mostly. Maybe let's talk some baseball, perhaps, shall we? Hold on one second as we're taking a quick break here. We're back. We're back. Back in the New York groove. We're back. How about those damn Braves, huh? The Braves just absolutely crushed it and they won the World Series. Congratulations to them Braves. I mean, they went through some injury and they're back and they're ready to just won another championship. And they were down, if I remember correctly, um, heading into the All Star break. They weren't really down where it was not manageable. It took a while, but uh, it finally happened. Braves won again. They added Soler, they added guys like Adam Duvall, and that's pretty much all you needed. All you needed. Freed played well in the playoffs. Freeman played well in the playoffs, and you laugh because it's the cheating team. Or no, it's the teams in Boston that I do not like. I do not like. No, no, sorry. It's a good day to be a Braves fan. Again, I'm sorry for you. Sorry for you. Those Braves, man, they just know how to figure it out. It's the same damn policy all the time, which we could you know, transform. Now, moving on to the season is over. Boom, 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 boom. So, congratulations to the Braves. What they were able to do was masterful. Was masterful. And the Mets still are hot garbage. Jeez. Have you heard the story where the New York Mets, front office is trying to give a condo list? I mean, conditions to a couple pages rather than the whole thing. Deshaun Jackson too was actually let go. No team has picked him up. Deshaun Jackson, was speed and everything, but Deshaun Jackson took a huge contract, huge money, and just not did not live up to the bargain. Unfortunately, he was released, but he was often injured as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's it on our weekly podcast. I am getting absolutely tired here, so I'm trying to, keep this in a timely manner, not edit all that much, and just see what comes through. I hope all is well.